So, when I made the thread with my suggestion for a compactor talisman, this one here, a lot of people asked me how I made the items look like they were actually part of the game. So you can see in my examples, it's got the uncommon accessory thing, it's got the description and so on. And the way you do this basically is using an NBT editor. So Hypixel makes the items have like custom names and stuff using this NBT thing. Of course they have a plugin that does it automatically, but it's pretty easy to do manually using this program. For example, there are others, but I've just found this one to be pretty easy to use, so I just used it. I'll leave a link in the description, so you just need to download it and then you can open it. It'll be called NBTexplorer in your thing. Now when you open it, you'll get a menu like this, and it automatically goes to your saves file. The main other requirement for this is to either have a single player world ready where you can do this, or have a server. Now you don't really need the server. I have my own one here, and this is where I have the whole scoreboard thing. I've got the tab menu and everything sort of really similar. I've even got the map here, but you don't need that for this to work. In this video I'll just show you guys how to make the custom items themselves. For example, in my last thumbnail, this one here, you can see there's these two items, this Elvish chestplate and the Seawalker boots. Now these items, we don't actually know what they would look like, but we do know that they'll exist. You can see here I have like this photo. For the video I decided to make this thumbnail and like just imagine what it would look like. So I use this method to make these two items, and they are in here. You can see them. They do look pretty realistic, and I mean you can make them say whatever you want. So it's really not that hard to do this. Once you have a single player world set up, you just need to find it in your NBT editor. So here I've got a list of all of my worlds. Pick the one that you decide to edit, open it, and then go to the player data folder. And inside here there'll be, if it's a server, you have multiple of these UDIDs, but if it's a single player world, you're only gonna have one. So open your one, and then you see this inventory thing here, open that, and each of these little boxes is going to be one item in your inventory. So the way to make custom Hypixel ones is just open this, you edit it, and you basically just add the things that Hypixel has. Now on my own server, I just have to do this as well, but the first thing you're going to do is leave the world, and because this is a server, you have to close the server as well. And then once you've done that, you obviously have to have an idea of what you're going to make. The example that I'm going to use is the Seawalker helmet, because I've already done the chestplate, and armor is probably the most complicated one to do, so it makes sense to use it as an example, and you guys can just base whatever you make off of this. So open NBT editor and pick the folder, the world that you want to do this on. So then go to the world and then player data and this here. Now if you open the inventory, the more things that you have in your inventory, the more little boxes you're going to have here. Each of these is a separate item. Okay, so this right here is, as you can see, the Seawalker boots that I have, and I'm going to use this as a template. So what I'll do is I'll open it again, and this is basically going to show you like how to make it look original, if you can say that. So as the example that I used is like a real item. So if we go here, you can see this is a massive chestplate, and you can see how the layout is. This is pretty important because if you mess up like the order, it's obviously going to look like it's not real. So I just based off this and then work from there. So I'm also going to link this website with Minecraft color codes. So each color that you can use in the game has a code, and there's multiple, but the one that we're going to use is this one. So if you don't have this icon on your keyboard, like this double S thing, you can just copy it from the website. So you don't need to remember any of this, you just need to have this website open, and you can just copy each of these things. I'm also going to put this here. This is pretty important because NBT tags register items based off of their ID. and you probably don't know the ID for every item. So let's say you wanted to make a custom item using a slime ball. So we can just search slime here, and this is the ID, and that's the numbered ID. But the one you need is this, just the Minecraft : slime ball, and that's enough to like tell the editor what you want to do. So I'm gonna use helmet, so a diamond helmet, because that's what I use for the boots. I use diamond boots. I'm gonna use a diamond helmet for the helmet, and the ID for this is just this here. You can copy that, and now you can make the new item. So what you have to do is find, once again, the inventory selection, click on it, and then click on this box over here, add compound tag. You don't need to name anything, it doesn't need to have a name. But then the next thing you need to do is to add one of these little string tags and name this. And this is going to be the name of the item. So then I'm going to paste this in here, and you can see Minecraft Diamond Helmet. Now you do need to type in ID first. So you do ID, click on OK. You can edit this then, and then here you can add Minecraft Diamond Helmet, or whatever item you're going to use. The next thing that you have to do is add another one of these compound tags, and this you have to name tag. Simple as that. And then you go into the tag and you make a new compound tag called display. And this one is going to store all of the display information, like the name and so on. Now in here, once again add one of these string tags, and this is where you're going to have the name of the item. Now since these Seawalker boots in my thumbnail are epic items, they're going to be purple. Uncommon items are this light green. Rare items are blue, not dark blue. Legendary items are gold, and common items are white. So since this is epic, you can just copy this 5, and you're going to call this name, and this is going to define the name of the item. So you can see here I have name Godly Seawalker boots, edit the tag, and paste that in for the color. And then I'm just going to say it's reforged to Godly. So I'm going to type in Godly Seawalker Helmet, and then it's already going to have a name. Now to add like the writing beneath the name, you have to make another list tag and call that lore. Simple as that. Just like lore, like that. And then in this, you have to make more of these string tags. So in the lore, click string, add string tag, and you can add quite a few. You're gonna need quite a few, so just spam that a bit, and that's probably gonna be enough. And it goes in order. So the top tag is gonna be this one here. The one at the bottom will be this one here. So if you look at the image that I used here, you can see I added the reforged stats from Godly. So the color code for this light grey is AND7. So I'm just going to do that, and the color code for red is C. So let's say I'm going to write the first line, and the first line is going to say strength plus 10, Godly plus 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new string, and what I'm going to write is this symbol 7 for the color light grey, and strength, and then the colon, and then and C, not and, this and C for the plus 10 for red, and then Godly plus 10. And you basically just do this for every line, so I'm going to be back once I've done that. Okay, so I realized while doing this that the stats aren't completely correct, that these are just reforged stats from Legendary, not for Epic, but I don't really care, because I'm not trying to fool anyone with this. If you want to obviously like make it look real, then you have to get the stats right, but yeah, that's just, you just have to look at what they look like in the game, and then write that down. Okay, so I've added the first 3 lines here. You can see the strength, crit chance, and crit damage. Now the next line is empty, so when there's an empty line, you don't need to do anything. You just leave it how it is. So I'm going to skip a line, and now we need to do the health. So I'm just going to pretend that it has like plus 200 health base. So what I'm going to do is again 7 for the color light grey, health, colon. So this screen is A, so you do again this here, A plus 200 HP. and that's done. For defense, it's gonna be exactly the same. So like this, defense, this, A plus, I don't know, let's say this has 100 defense. We don't know what the stats of this are gonna be, so I'm just doing random numbers, but yeah. Now the Godly Reforge also gives intelligence, so I'm gonna add that. Again, 7 for light grey, intelligence, turn A plus 3, and then again I'm gonna do C for the red, and then Godly plus 3. I forgot to add the brackets. And there we go. Now, I did get too many rows. I'm going to delete some. We only need 2 more. One is going to be for this empty row, and the last one is going to be for where it says Epic Chestplate. So to do that, the color code for this is 5. So the code for bold is L. You can see the formatting codes as well on this website. You can see bold is L, strike through is N, and so on. But this is bold, if you don't know. So the writing at the bottom is always bold. So I'm just going to do this, and then L, Epic Chestplate, and then you are done. Oops, that's not a chestplate. It is a helmet. I forgot that. And that's it. So the next thing you're going to do is save the file, obviously, and then load up your world again. In this case, that's start the server again. So once your world is open, log into it, or open the single player world in that case, and you will see here there's the item. Now I did mess up a little bit and forget to add numbers, so to fix that, let's look. There's always going to be some small issue like that, and it's normally pretty simple to fix. So what I'm going to do is disconnect, go back into NBT editor. I'm also going to stop the server. It's always better to do that. And the problem is, here we did the $ instead of the S thingy, so let's fix that. We also forgot to add a count. So this isn't the most important thing in the world, but it does mean if you forget to add this, you're gonna end up with this is red 0. So you can just copy this from anything else, but if you want to make it from scratch, you have to go into the tag and then make a new bytes tag, and then call it count, and then this number is going to be how many of the item you have. So it's going to do 1, and there you go. The slot is also important. I just left it out because I just wanted it to be in the first slot, but if you wanted to be in the 10th slot, you would make a tag and say slot and do 10. So it's pretty simple. Now I'm going to save this again and open up the server one more time. Okay, so I actually changed it a little bit. The problem was that I used the $ instead of the little S thingy-majig, but if you see something that looks off, just look through and make sure you've used the right symbols. But this is the end result. If you want to add enchants, you just need to write that in new strings. It's pretty easy to do, and you can do this with any item. Yeah, that's basically how I made all the custom stuff that you've seen. So if you guys have any questions on how to make specific words show up or symbols and stuff, feel free to ask me in the comment section below. But that's gonna be about it for this video. If you did like the video, click like, because I need likes, I think. I don't know what they do, but just click it anyway. And yeah, subscribe for more content. I'm trying to bring this channel back. Yeah, bye.